Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We have absolutely devastating, unimaginable breaking news. I don't typically cover stories like this, obviously, on the channel, but I will get to why, in particular, I'm going to cover this story. Some of you already know I'm a pretty massive hockey fan, and being a hockey fan, I know who Johnny Gaudreau is, and this is just absolutely devastating news that has broken through the NHL community. It's an unimaginable tragedy, and the reason I'm going to dive into it and talk about it is because of how his life was taken. Let's go ahead and dive into the story, and then I will discuss a little bit more why, in particular, I wanted to cover this story and discuss it all with you guys now. So, NHL star Johnny Gaudreau, 31, and his brother Matthew, 29, were both killed in New Jersey in a bike accident. The Columbus Blue Jackets are the team that he plays for. They put out a statement that they're shocked and devastated by this unimaginable tragedy. This took place on Thursday, August 29th. The NHL star Gaudreau and his brother Matthew, 29, died in a biking accident in Oldmans Township, New Jersey, close to their hometown of Salem County. They were reportedly in their hometown to serve as groomsmen in their sister's wedding on Friday, today, according to a wedding website, which just, that alone just makes it even more tragic than it already is. Johnny and Matthew were both biking on County Route 551 North just after 8 p.m. when a driver suspected to be under the influence of alcohol attempted to pass another car and fatally hit the brothers. New Jersey State Police tells People the driver, Sean M. Higgins, was charged with 2 counts of death by auto and arrested, and the investigation is currently ongoing. The Blue Jackets ended up confirming the death in a statement shared to X, formerly known as Twitter, on Friday. The Columbus Blue Jackets are shocked and devastated by this unimaginable tragedy. Johnny was not only a great hockey player, but more significantly, a loving husband, father, son, brother, and friend. We extend our heartfelt sympathies to his wife, Meredith, his children, Noah and Johnny, his parents, their family, and friends on the sudden loss of Johnny and Matthew. It's hard to even read much more about it. Johnny Gaudreau, obviously, he's a hockey player, so he makes the news. But more importantly, he was a father, he was a husband, and he had 2 young children. And my biggest reason for diving into this story is in relation to the fact that he was killed, him and his brother, by a drunk driver. Cases like this hit close to home for me. I lost a close friend freshman year of high school to a hit and run incident with a drunk driver, and the friend of mine was on a bike when he was hit. And not only was he hit, but the driver, from what was reported, appeared to have gotten out of his vehicle, checked what he hit, and then fled the scene. And he wasn't even found until I can't remember if it was the next day or something like that, but basically left this friend of mine there at the scene, and I don't believe he was found for almost an hour before he was rushed to the hospital, and the damage at that point was already done. He had suffered really, really bad head trauma, and he passed away the next day. So obviously, incidents when it comes to drunk driving, it's a crime. I guess that's my way of relating it to the channel, but it's something that I'm very passionate about talking about because it's something that hits close to home. It's an unimaginable tragedy. I can't even comprehend what the family is going through, what his wife is going through, his kids, the fact that his entire family was in town for his sister's wedding. I mean, she was supposed to get married today, and he has his life taken the night before by someone recklessly driving while under the influence. Apparently that is the report. Once we get more news on that, obviously we'll have a little bit more clarity, but I don't think that would be reported if they weren't pretty certain that the driver was under the influence. I don't know, in this day and age with Uber all kinds of different rideshare apps. I mean, technology has done so much to improve life and make things easier. I don't understand how situations like this continue to happen. It boggles my mind that people are still making the decision to basically get shit-faced and get in a vehicle and put other people at risk. Yeah, sometimes people put themselves at risk and they're the ones who end up paying the price. But I would say a majority of the time, someone else ends up paying the price. Someone else ends up having to suffer. And whatever it is that, your selfishness caused, it typically causes a lot of pain to a lot of people, all because you couldn't make a better decision to get a ride, to get an Uber, to make better choices. It's a tough one. The entire situation is tough. I know what kind of pain, hurt, damage something like this can cause. Now a family has lost not one, but two sons. Two lives were taken, shattering a family, taking a father away from his kids, his wife. It's devastating. And in reporting this, I wanted to discuss it, talk about it a little bit, express my sincerest, most heartfelt sympathies to Johnny's wife, his children, his family, the numerous friends and other players that, he got to know over the years. It's devastating news. And it's always devastating news when anybody's life is taken in such a selfish manner. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't continue to happen. I don't know how many more times things like this have to happen before people wisen up. So I guess the biggest thing I can say at the end is make smarter decisions. If you're going to go out and drink, if you're going to go and do drugs or anything else, make a smart decision. Don't get behind the wheel. Don't put other people's lives at risk, because you're not just putting a life at risk. You're literally potentially altering the lives and futures of everyone that ever came into contact with that person, their family, their friends, everything. So make better choices. And once again, my deepest condolences go out to his family, especially his wife, his kids, everybody that is there right now for his sister's wedding. I can't imagine what they're going through. And yeah, now is just the time for them to start mourning. And it's not something they're ever going to, get over. This is going to affect all their lives for the rest of their lives. So yeah, I like I said, typically don't cover stories like this or breaking news or stuff like that. But this one really hit me this morning, and I felt like it was worth coming on here now and having a discussion with all of you guys, and just giving you guys my overall thoughts on the story and what transpired, and sharing a little bit of why I'm passionate when it comes to speaking out and speaking up on drunk driving and situations like that. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out my video, and I will see you guys on the next go round.